All right, so today we're diving into the incredible story of a scholar named Wang. It's a journey that takes her all the way from her family's market stall to the super complex world of digital influencers. And what's wild is how one really personal experience completely flipped her entire professional mission on its head.
And it all starts with this core belief she has. This is the idea that really fuels her entire story. It's this powerful conviction that starts out super strong, but then it gets seriously tested by the new reality of digital marketing. And ultimately, it finds a much deeper, almost more urgent purpose.
So, where did a belief like that even come from? Well, for Jan, it all started way before she ever stepped foot in a university. It began in a place that's all about the basics of human connection, her family's market stall.
I mean, just picture this. As a first grader, she was already on the front lines of sales. She'd be there, right behind the counter, just watching her mom talk to customers, seeing firsthand how persuasion and communication really work. This wasn't something she read in a book. It was this daily masterclass in consumer psychology.
And yeah, you guessed it, she was totally hooked. That spark she felt, that early fascination with, what makes people tick, that's exactly what pushed her to major in advertising when she got to university. She was all in, no question.
And once she got to college, that passion just exploded. See, Jan didn't just want to study advertising from a textbook. She immediately started using her new skills for causes she really cared about. She was out to prove to herself that marketing could actually be a powerful force for good.
And we're not talking about some throwaway class assignment here. This was a real, hands-on project with a super clear, noble goal. Jan jumped in as a copywriter and strategist to help a nonprofit make a genuine impact. The whole mission was about giving kids in these remote mountain areas a better shot at life through education.
Okay, and the strategy they used for this, it was absolutely brilliant. Instead of just making some generic campaign, Jan and her team went straight to the source. They used the kids' own words, from their diaries, their hopes, their dreams, as the actual copy for the ads. That raw authenticity, combined with some really powerful visuals, it created this incredible connection with the audience. And yeah, the campaign was a huge success.
All right, so as Jan heads into grad school, the whole world of advertising is starting to change. I mean, a massive shift is happening. A totally new, powerful force was popping up and just completely reshaping how brands talk to people. And that force? Influencer marketing.
And here's what's so important. Yan wasn't just some academic looking in from the outside. She was an avid vlogger herself. So she had this really unique perspective. She got it from both sides. She understood the pressures of being an online creator from the inside out, while also studying it as a researcher.
And that dual perspective led her right to the core tension of influencer culture, right? On one hand, you have the promise, this idea of authentic connection, of getting real recommendations from someone you trust. But on the other hand, there's this intense pressure to always be on, to perform, to sell, and to keep up this perfect online image. And it was that clash, that duality, that really fascinated her.
So she's deep in the academic side of this, but what she's studying is about to become intensely personal. What happens next isn't just a data point in her research. It's a real wake-up call that hits super close to home. And honestly, it changes the entire course of her career.
Okay, so you have to understand, Yan's parents they were pretty skeptical of online shopping, like a lot of folks from their generation, right? They were cautious, maybe a little wary of buying things from the internet. They preferred the old school ways they knew and trusted.
But then, out of nowhere, everything changed. They found this one financial influencer online, and just like that, they became his biggest fans. Yan would watch them just glued to their screens, waiting for every new video, totally captivated by this guy's personality and his advice.
But it didn't take long for things to go south. Based on this influencer's super strong recommendations, her parents started buying the products he was pushing. And Yan saw it all happen. She saw their initial excitement turn into confusion and then disappointment when the products just didn't live up to the hype. And you could just see the trust they'd put in this online personality start to crumble.
And that whole experience brought up this huge question, not just for her family, but for her own research. What happens when that trust is broken? When that feeling of authenticity from an influencer leads to real-world letdown? What are the consequences? And, maybe more importantly, who is most at risk?
So yeah, that personal moment, it changed everything. It completely shifted her academic focus. She went from just having a passion for advertising in general to having a very specific mission,
figuring out how to protect vulnerable consumers in this crazy, complex digital world.
Her research now had a new anchor, a new central idea: advertising literacy. And what is that? Well, it's basically the skills we all need to critically understand and evaluate the ads we see every day. It's about empowering people, especially older adults who often get left out of these digital conversations, with the tools to see through the marketing talk, to understand the real goal behind an ad, and to make their own informed choices.
So her new mission was crystal clear. It wasn't just about making cool or effective ads anymore. Now it was about creating a smarter, more informed public. Her goal is to be a socially conscious scholar, to be a passionate educator, and to bridge that huge gap between marketing and what consumers actually understand, all so that everyone can navigate the world of advertising with confidence.
And really, Jan's whole journey leaves us with a pretty powerful question, one that applies to every single one of us. In a world that is just flooded with ads, where the line between content and a sales pitch gets blurrier every day, how do we become smarter consumers? Her work is a reminder that our best defense is our own critical thinking. So, how do we build ours?